Hey guys, and welcome back. And today, we're going to be doing a little message video that has been kind of on our hearts, I guess, especially on mine, about comparison and how to stop comparing and just why everyone is so much better than comparison and why it really doesn't even make sense to compare. And so we're just going to dive into that today, and I'm really excited. I want to start by saying sorry about my face. I had my wisdom teeth out a couple weeks ago, and then some post issues. Does that make sense? Post surgery issues. Had another surgery, and my mouth is not in my mouth is not in the best shape, literally, as you can tell. Yeah.
But she got her nose ring.
Yeah, also got that. So I've been through a lot lately. Anyways, I think the reason this message is on my heart because I feel like I need to keep preaching it to myself. If y'all follow me on Twitter, I tweet a lot about comparison, and I feel like no one needs to hear it more than me, I guess. And so I think that's why it's always on my heart and why I want to make videos about it, or maybe write blogs or on my Instagram, is because I feel like I need it. And I guess just because it ruins so much and it steals so much from you, and I guess I've just experienced that a lot, and so I'm trying to help myself, and in the process I feel like I want to help others.
I read a quote and it said comparison is the thief of joy. I think everyone's probably heard that at some point, but there's so much truth to it, really. Once you celebrate who you are and who others are, life is just so much better.
Something that I have kind of learned over time, as a Christian, is God doesn't want me to compare. He's not watching my life saying, I just need you to be as successful as this person, or as popular as this person, or do the same things this person's doing. God is invested in me, and the love and the relationship that he has with me, it's a personal love, and it's a personal relationship all by myself. I really need to learn to just stop seeing life as this big race against everyone else, and
Yes.
constantly trying to keep up to the group that's ahead of me, or comparing myself to the people beside me. We're not competing against each other, we're really just competing against ourselves and challenging ourselves. And that famous quote, the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. It's kind of true. Really, in reality, everyone's idea of success is different. Everyone has different things they're reaching for and goals they're chasing after, and so we're all at different places in life, and so it's not an equal race, I guess, that we're running. Odds are stacked against you most of the time when you compare, and it doesn't even make sense.
I really struggle with this, is the whole oh, well, just wait until I'm engaged. Oh, well, just wait until I'm married. Wait until I have a kid. Always looking forward to that next step, which can be a really good thing, but it can also be a bad thing, because then you're not living in the moment and you're just constantly waiting for the next thing. But no matter what happens, no matter what guy you get, no matter if you have a child, nothing is going to fill that hole in your heart besides the Lord. So having a relationship with him is the only thing that's gonna complete you, I should say. So,
because in reality, a relationship with God is the only guaranteed thing in this life.
Yes.
If
no job, I don't know.
If you really think about it, your seasons of life will come and go, and so they're not made to fulfill you. They're just made to grow you, challenge you, maybe be an answered prayer, when you get in seasons of marriage and families. But that's not guaranteed, and that's a little scary to think about. But it's not guaranteed to last forever, and so you really need to find. Make God your foundation, because he is everlasting, and let that be the foundation of your life. Because if you build your life on things that aren't permanent and they're not forever, then it's gonna get a little scary when times get rough, or when seasons change and things happen and you don't know what to do. So I would say, when you are caught in comparison, just really run to God and cling to him in those hard times, because he's the only thing that can sustain you.
There is a reason that you are in the season that you're in. Whether it's, she said, doing some growing or challenging, God challenging you in certain ways, but,
Another thing I wanted to say, back to, what I said, how people have different ideas of success. There's this teacher at my school, and she is so into fitness and, eating healthy and working out. She is just, really, kind of, I think, built on this over the years. And she's just really inspirational, and she, constantly shares workouts and meals, and that is just, that's her goal in life, I think, and she chases after that, and it's so cool. And it wouldn't make sense for me to be oh, she's so much better shape than I am, or she can run way faster than me. Yeah, she's a teacher and she's probably faster than me. I haven't made that my goal. Like, I'm not that wild about, like, eating healthy and working out, and she has. And so it's not, like, fair for me to compare to her because she has made that her goal and I haven't, you know? That can be said about a lot of things in life. Like, especially as believers, I think especially as believers, we should not compare to, like, the world and just, like, worldly things because we're not of this world. In John 15:19, it says that we're not of the world, but God chose us out of the world. And so, again, that's like a whole other level of just not comparing because we're not trying to please people here. We're not trying to do the world's idea of success because we're walking that narrow path and we're doing something different. And we have a God-given purpose that we're chasing after. And so I think it's important to just not get caught up and distracted. For me, as example, like, I believe in God and it's my goal to, like, make that everything and just chase after my purpose, and I can't compare my life to someone else who's not doing that, who doesn't care about God. Like, our lives are going to be different.
Completely different.
Yeah, and if I compare and I want to look like them, why? We're chasing after two different things. So it really just doesn't make sense.
So I had a story that I wanted to share. It's not very long, but it's just something that I think others might relate to. When I was I think I was 15, 16, that's when I first made my Instagram. A year or two after I had first made Instagram can be good, but also a bad
relationship.
So this girl followed me, and she is so sweet. I think she still does. I don't really know. But she would always comment on my photos or message me you're so pretty, you're so perfect, which at the time I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But little did she know, I had all of these insecurities and all of these bad feelings about myself. When I looked in the mirror, I did not like what I saw. And also, I would look at other girls that way, oh my gosh, her life is so perfect, she's so perfect. Just know that if you're looking at someone in that way, they do have insecurities as well, and they do struggle with things as well. So
because I think it is hard because we know ourselves and we know everything about our lives, right? Our strengths, our weaknesses, highlight moments, background moments, but we really don't know other people as well as we know ourselves. And so it's easy to compare our everything to other people's highlight reels and their Instagram worthy lifestyle. And so again, it's just not an equal playing ground or equal comparison, I guess. So it just, again, doesn't make sense.
Something that we heard at the we went to the Live Original Tour, where was that? Kansas City?
Missouri.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, okay.
Yeah.
And Sadie said something that really opened my mind, and it was, you don't have to have an Instagram, you don't have to have a Twitter, you don't have to have Facebook. If it is causing you to struggle in certain areas, which could be comparison, delete it. You don't have to scroll through and compare yourself to other girls every day, you know? If you're having struggles, then just delete the app.
Essential.
I mean, sometimes we all need a break from the social media because it can be a big distraction from what God is trying to show us.
Definitely. I love social media, and those who follow me on Instagram, I post a lot, and you probably think I love it, but I honestly have a love-hate relationship with it, and I go on social media breaks all the time. All the time throughout quarantine, I would delete it for just 2 days, and then during the summer, a few weeks ago, I went 7 days without it. I go on breaks all the time because I really need it. I love Pinterest, and so I saw this quote on there one time that was kind of cheesy, but it's actually pretty cute, so I'll share it with you. I can't remember it word for word, but it said something like, the sun and the moon don't compare themselves to each other, they just shine when it's their time. I really like that because I feel during the day, no one thinks about the moon. You can't really see the moon, you don't talk about it, you don't look for it, you can't see it. And at night, no one talks about the sun, and you can't see it, and you don't think about it, you're not looking for it. And so, I don't know, the same way I feel sometimes we feel we always have to be in our shine moments, always in the spotlight, posting and sharing things and just being presentable and just never having that downtime, I guess. And I think again, sometimes if I'm looking at social media and I'm not dressed up that day, or like just not looking my best, and like someone posts a picture and they're looking really good. Like,
it's easy to compare.
yeah, like that's their moment. They're shining right
Yeah.
now, and I'm not, and that's okay. And like I don't have to be like all the time just broadcasting my life.
You have to remember that like people aren't gonna post a picture that they think they look bad.
No, it's their
like
best.
it's only the best.
Yeah. And there's so many like airbrush editing apps that I use. I'm just gonna say, like I edit my pictures. There's filters. I pick one out of like 20 to post. Like it's not real life.
Yes.
As sad as that is to say.
We spend so much time focusing on that when in reality, it doesn't really matter. Like it's kind of sad how much time we invest in social media when we could be investing in the lost in the world. So just something to think about. The sun and moon analogy. Is that how you say
Analogy.
it? Analogy.
Yeah.
Sun and moon analogy. Just to add to what she was saying. The sun and moon are very different, but they're both beautiful. So just something to remember. Like you may
That's
be
true.
different from someone else that you're comparing yourself to, but it doesn't mean that you're not beautiful.
Yes, that's true.
There are many types of beautifuls.
Exactly. Like I wrote this in my little notes that God demonstrates variety and uniqueness, and everything is just so vastly different in His creation. Like mountains and oceans and sunsets and sunrises and beaches and snow, blizzardy places.
Blizzardy.
Like it's just all so different, and people love them. Like some people love the mountains and they love snow, and other people love the beach. Like all of these things, they're completely opposite, but they're all like loved so much. They're so beautiful. And it's really just not worth the comparison. They're just far more worthy of that. And humans are like that times a million because we're more valuable than anything. So He demonstrated that as well, like the uniqueness and just how everyone was created to look different and to desire different things and to dream differently and to want different things in life. And so
If we were all the same, that would be so boring.
yeah, like we're cutting ourselves short by trying to blend in and to be like everyone else, because we're giving up that chance to really find us and to live what we're supposed to live out.
A big part of my testimony is kind of like getting over the comparison, which I still struggle with it. I used to be really bad, and I had a sweet friend. Are you good?
Yeah.
I had a sweet friend share with me one time such a beautiful truth, and it was, if you hate who you see in the mirror, then you're telling God that what He created isn't good enough.
Boom.
Like, how crazy is that?
Mic drop.
God made you in His perfect image.
Yes.
So just remember that. I know we've been
Just
focused
slow
on
down
like the
and
physical
think about that, yeah.
comparison, but I just wanted to add that.
Yes. Like you're exactly who you're supposed to be. Like God saw your face in the womb before your own mother did. And He knew what you would look like 20 years from now and all that, and He knew that, and He created you with detail. And even identical twins, they're so different still. And He did that for a reason, and that'd be so sad for you to miss out on that because you just feel like you're not enough, or you feel like you don't match the image of beauty. Like that's not true. Like I feel like I'm an introvert, and I really wish I was an extrovert.
Same.
And I constantly compare myself to people that I feel like I'm more outgoing and like can hang out and talk in front of crowds of people and not like feel nervous about it. I'm always like critical of myself, like come on, why can't you just be more outgoing, or why can't you just be more talkative, like you're so shy. And I just force things, and like I force conversations sometimes, and I feel like if I would just relax and just let things flow naturally and like just find my group of people and not just try to like wedge my way in and try to be like this outgoing loud person, because y'all know I'm not. And I also want to say, this doesn't mean you can't try to like better yourself or make changes. Like you can totally do that. Just don't think your worth depends on what you look like who you are, your
like
personality.
Just, not trying to be someone else or be like, I mean, I guess you can get inspiration from somebody's look. Like that's totally, I mean,
aesthetic.
That's cool.
Trying to be like them so you can be like, I'm finally enough, or I'm finally beautiful. Hold up, girl, you already are. That was a fly. Or hold up, guy. We love our guy subscribers.
Yes.
Even though there's probably like 5. One last thing I wrote on my little notes. We don't need the approval of people because we're not trying to honor them with our lives. Again, that's more of like if you're a believer, and you're wanting to devote everything to God and like live for Him, He's the one you're trying to bring glory to and to honor, and His opinion is the one that you're paying attention of, I guess, or like taking into consideration. Like pleasing Him is your goal, then you can't get distracted when your friends or other people are like not approving of you, I guess, because you're not living for them. You're not trying to please them because you're focused on God. So
I would just also add, like, while you're celebrating who you are and who God made you to be, like, sometimes comparison can lead to jealousy, which is not good. And then you, like, end up kind of being jealous of other people. You want to celebrate them as well. Like, recognize their talents or what season they're in.
Yes.
And just, like, know that it might be different from yours, and that's okay. Even if you're, like, at the same age range or whatever, you know.
If you don't learn to celebrate other people and be happy for them, you're not gonna have a good life.
No.
You'll never be happy in life. You'll never experience joy if you can't learn to say, dang, today was a really bad day for me, but my friend had an awesome day and I'm gonna be happy for her. Or like, dang, I wish I was in a relationship, but my best friend just got in one, and so I'm gonna be happy for her. Like, learn to do that and you will seriously have the most joyful life.
It can be hard though. Like,
It's not
I will
easy.
say, like, especially if, you know, maybe they're talking about it all the time and it's like, oh, this is hard to hear, but just push through, because God's got you and you will be in that season eventually if that's what He has for
just
you.
don't lose faith.
Exactly.
Any music to add?
Oh gosh. Let me look through my list.
We're trying to keep up with the song trend.
We're not good at keeping up with the
messed
song
that up.
trend.
I was like, oh, that'll make our channel unique, and then we like don't do it.
Yeah.
Really into George Ezra lately. His song Paradise is so good.
Oh, Just Be Held is good. I mean, that's like a really popular one.
That song that's like famous in my Father's eyes. I don't need
Oh
my
yes,
name in lights.
I'm famous in my Father's eyes.
That one's
by
good.
Francesca.
It's called
Francesca.
Battistelli.
Yeah. What is it
Good.
called?
I think it's called Lights.
No. It's called He Knows My Name.
He Knows My
He Knows My
Name.
Name. That will be the song for today. That's a good one. I think we're gonna end there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button below so that you're notified for our next video. And we love you guys so much, and we see you next time. Bye.